Hi, in this video we'll be adding and subtracting fractions, and we'll be adding and subtracting fractions both with like denominators and unlike denominators. So we'll start off simple and start off with something with like denominators, and we'll transition later on. So let's do 3/5 plus 4/5. And how I want you to think of fractions, well, it's like I just took something and cut it into 5 parts. 3 of those parts plus 4 of those parts. How many of those parts do we have in all? So 3/5 plus 4/5. We should not change the denominator. The denominator is still the same. So we're really adding 3 of those things plus 4 of those things. And in all, we have 7 of those things. So we have 7/5. So if you had to make a rule, the rule is that we add the numerators, but we leave the denominator the same. And again, this only works because we have like denominators. If we don't have like denominators, we're going to have to do something else. But let's do a subtraction with like denominators just to make sure we have this down. And I'm going to do it on the same page. So I would like us to subtract the following. So we are going to subtract 9/11 minus 3/11, or we're subtracting 3/11 from 9/11. So just like the addition, we have the same denominator, so we don't have much to worry about in terms of the challenge of this problem. Rewriting it here, 9/11 minus 3/11. The denominators are the same, so we have 9/11s and 3/11s, and we're going to get 9 minus 3 is 6, and so there are 6/11s, and that's the answer. All right, so now we're ready to move on to some harder ones where we're doing things with unlike denominators. Okay, so here we have a problem and we do not have like denominators. We now have to complete a pre-step because the point is, the sheer matter of the fact is, we can only add these if we have like denominators. So we have 2 different denominators here. One is 3, one is 5. What we need to do to get the same denominator is to find the lowest common multiple between those 2 denominators. So find the lowest L common C multiple. So the multiples of 3, if we were to list them, 3, 6, so we could go on and on. I'll stop at some point, 12, 15, 18, 21, and hopefully, hopefully our lowest common multiple is in that list. The multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and hopefully the lowest common multiple is on that list. So we need a multiple that is common to both lists, and we would preferably like to use the lowest one. And in this case, the lowest common multiple is 15. 15 is the multiple that we would like to get to. So we need to figure out how to get to 15 from 3. So in order to get to 15 from 3, what do I have to multiply by? Well, if you said 5, that's correct. But we can't just multiply the denominator by 5 to get that 15 and just leave it be. We have to actually multiply the top by the same thing, because essentially what we're doing here, we're multiplying by a whole, and the fraction is going to be the same if we multiply by a whole, but it's going to look a little bit prettier. So we will have 10 over 15. Now we have the denominator that we want. We also need to get that 5 to be a denominator of 15. So how do we get 5 up to 15? Well, we have to multiply by 3. But as you know, whatever we do to the denominator, we have to do to the numerator. So we have 3 at the top as well. And so our second fraction should be 9 over 15. So once we have both of our fractions over 15, we can do what we learned before and keep the denominator the same, which is 15, and add the numerator, and we get 19 over 15, and that should be our answer.